Hello, welcome back to Jane's Stories of Life. Well, it's a Monday. It's been I've had a great weekend sports-wise. My Ohio State Buckeyes won, the Cleveland Browns won. What more can I say? For some reason this weekend I was thinking about the whole area of physical education and how the appreciation for sports and athletics and things like that kind of take root. Back in the day, we just called it gym. That was one of the favorite subjects of most people. Everybody liked gym and recess. I was during the era when we had to wear special gym suits, which were like jumpsuits of today with short legs, and I think they even had elastic in the short leg, in the leg part. For the most part, you took your gym suit to school with you and changed during the day before your gym class because they were awkward. Otherwise, you had to take the whole thing off anytime you had to go to the bathroom, and for little kids, that was a lot. So that was one of the things we didn't like about gym. I can't remember at what levels we had a girls' gym teacher and a boys' gym teacher. Our classes were not co-ed, but I don't know whether that was middle school, high school, elementary. I can't remember that distinction. I do know that one of the areas, every year they taught the same, the curriculum was the same. And the one area each year that we as urban children disliked immensely was the part of the curriculum each year when we had to do square dancing. Oh my goodness, we dreaded that square dancing block of time because we just didn't relate to it at all. But every year, do-si-do your partner and do-si-do the corner, and I don't know if they still teach square dancing, but I remember that was really something we disliked. Was interesting, the high school that I went to in Cleveland, which was not quite inner city, I won't say that, but we were the only high school in the city that required you had to pass a swimming test. We were about 3 blocks from the local YMCA. And in order to graduate, you had to pass the swimming test. If you didn't pass, then that period of time that you would normally be in a gym class, you had to walk those 3 blocks to the Y in the winter and the cold. It didn't matter what, Cleveland can be a cold, cold place. Fortunately, I learned to swim as a youngster because I used to go to the Y day camp every summer. And so I was a good swimmer. Thank goodness I passed that swimming test, so I did not have to take swimming for physical education. I was very thankful of that. Speaking of requirements, interestingly enough, when I was at Ohio State, you were required to take a physical education course each quarter of your first 2 years. And since we were on quarters, that meant 6 different physical education block times that you had to have. I happen to have been good at tennis. I learned to play tennis early because I lived near a tennis court. So I was a good tennis player. I took tennis twice. I took bowling. I took archery. I took golf. I took a modern dance thing, which I remember having to go across the gym floor and pretend we were trees waving in the breeze, and that was one I did not like at all. And I can't remember, let's see, 12, bowling, archery, dance, I guess that was it, and golf. So that was interesting. I don't know if they still require that or not. As an adult, I'm a sports fan. The only athletic, whatever we want to call them, skills, I guess. I played tennis for a while. I loved playing tennis, but that kind of stopped with busyness of motherhood and so forth. I continued to enjoy the water aerobics, water exercise. I'm still doing that now. And so that's something that is a physical activity. I also used to enjoy aerobic dance classes. So, those are the things that, in terms of physical education. Now, Morgan was extremely athletic. Both of our children were extremely athletic. I was the fan. I was the support system for their athletic pursuits through the years. But, just like I said, physical education starts when you're young. It develops character, develops all kinds of things. I'm a big supporter of sports and athletics and the role that it plays in the development of youth, and also in the continuation of good health. I know I could do more than I do, but I do what I do, and hopefully it helps. So that's it. I don't know if there's anything else. I made a few notes about the things in the memories of physical education classes and things, but I think that's it. So with that, I will just say once again, cherish your memories and pass them on. Think about your own experiences in the area of physical education. Oh, one other interesting, well, I don't know how interesting it is, but, growing up in an urban area, you've heard me say, I'm sure, this field day. When I started teaching in Delaware, it was the first time I was introduced to the topic of field day. I disliked field day with a passion. And I guess that's because it was just something we didn't do. I grew up in a city. Our playgrounds were all asphalt and cement. So sack racing and some of those other things didn't quite have the same environment when you're doing those on cement as they did on grass, I'm sure. But anyway, those were my experiences. So again, cherish your memories and pass them on. Have a great week.